Are you aiming for a marathon PB but a little bit stuck in your training?
Well, you are in luck because we are going to be sharing with you our 5 top tips to get you 1% faster in the marathon. Now, I'm training for my first marathon back since having a baby. I'm going to be doing Chicago in October.
I can't wait for that. And I'm going to be doing London Marathon in April, where I'm hoping to get a championship qualifying time.
Now, it doesn't matter whether you are a first timer or an advanced marathon runner, all of these tips are perfect for you. And you don't have to do all of them, just pick and choose the ones that fit into your training to help you reach those long-term goals.
Exactly that, but do make sure you stick around till the last tip, as it's a surefire way to guarantee your success.
Now, this one is nice and simple, but it can be really easy to forget when you're in the middle of a marathon training block, and that is building a marathon mindset.
But how do we build a marathon mindset?
Easy. First, know your why. Now, I'm not talking about I want to run a sub whatever hour marathon. Why do you want to run that time? Are you trying to push your body to its limits? Are you running in memory of a loved one? What is that deep-rooted reason that's going to get you out of bed at 5 o'clock on a cold and rainy Monday morning so you can get that run done before your commute to work?
Now that you have that, write it down and pop it somewhere that you can see. On your fridge, your front door, or even have it as your phone's lock screen. Somewhere where if you forget your why, you can have a look at it and get that extra boost.
Now read it every time you go out on a run. Remember that big picture and you'll be amazed at how much it can help.
Now think about trying to harness those emotions. I know it's such a weird thing to talk about when you are talking about running, but if you've run a marathon before, then try and remember how you felt before and during the race.
Marathons can be an emotional roller coaster, so learning how to regulate your mood could be that 1% that helps you push and strengthen your mindset come race day.
For me, adding 5 to 10 minutes of meditation in the morning can help keep me calm and keep those nerves at bay. Being attuned with your mind and body in this way can be a great tool to draw on race day. And with that being said, crying is perfectly natural. So if you do feel like you need to shed a tear, then let it out.
It can be really frustrating when you don't hit your training milestones, but see this as training too. Avoid that negative self-talk and celebrate those wins. This is great to have in your toolbox come race day to get you through those difficult miles.
Also, try to take some time out in the training block to do something non-related to your running goals to help keep you balanced. Do something to ease your mind and take the pressure off. You perform best when you're in a relaxed state.
And just a note about training effort. On race day, you'll want to empty the tank, but during training, you should feel like you could have done one more rep or maybe gone a little bit further. And that will really help build that I can keep going mindset.
Going out and running consistently is the best way to help your body adapt to the distance and understand the marathon effort.
Sometimes consistency can feel a bit boring, monotonous, stagnant even. But luckily there are plenty of things that you can do to get your spark back into running.
Try using your long runs as an excuse to travel to different places. If you're running in somewhere that is new and exciting, even if you're running the same distance, it can help keep things fresh.
You could also run with a friend. Keeping those easy runs easy is much easier if you are running and chatting with somebody. It also gives you an appointment to be somewhere at a certain time, which can help avoid that running procrastination. Sometimes guilty of that.
Fuel optimization can also be an effective way to improve your chances of getting a PB on marathon day.
You wouldn't put petrol in a diesel car and expect it to run really well, would you? So why run the risk of fueling with the wrong fuel for a marathon?
Take your nutrition seriously from the start. If you really want to improve your time, fueling correctly throughout your training could be the thing that helps you get that one step closer.
And don't forget to hydrate as well. It doesn't matter how you do it. Maybe add an extra glass of water in with a meal. Make sure you have a glass of water first thing when you wake up in the morning. Or get one of those water bottles with those drinking reminders on it. Whatever works for you, but just remember to drink plenty. And when we sweat, not only do we lose water, but we also lose sodium too. So have a think about maybe adding some electrolytes in as well.
Also consider your alcohol intake. Alcohol can be detrimental to your training. It also affects your sleep, your blood sugar levels, and your ability to get out early in the morning and get on that long run.
Test your race nutrition out from day one of your training. Think of your training as that time for you to test what's going to work for you in your race, be that your pre-race breakfast or your in-race fueling. But this is an important one. Make sure you only change one thing at a time. That way you'll know exactly what's going to work specifically for you and also what to avoid.
Our next tip is to respect the easy run. Don't turn your easy run into a long run. Don't turn it into a spontaneous speed session. Your easy run is there for a reason. Respect it.
Absolutely, they're great for endurance, for time on feet, and just generally getting out there and increasing the mileage that you need to do for your training, but without running the risk of getting injured.
Yeah, exactly. It might feel like a bit of decoration around your more intense sessions, but trust me, building up consistency and foundation in the easy runs is the easiest way to clock up those miles and keep your body constantly recovering.
And don't look at your watch. The best thing that you can do is turn that watch face to like the time or even heart rate, so that you're not constantly checking to see what your pace is. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, for me, one of my favorite things to do when I am doing an easy run is to just run with friends.
Yeah.
So you feel like you're having a conversation, you're distracted, you're not constantly checking your watch to see what pace you're running. And if I can't run with friends, then I try and go with some slow music probably, or listen to a podcast so I feel like my friends are talking to me. One of the best things you can do to improve your time is to increase the amount of time you actually spend training, as this will help you slowly increase your weekly mileage.
So if going faster is your plan, then give yourself a little bit longer to build up with your training. So instead of doing a 16-week training plan, consider maybe going for 18 or 20 weeks, which will give you that leeway to make sure that your training can go to plan if there are weeks where perhaps life gets in the way, maybe you get injured or get sickness.
This is one way to up your weekly mileage without increasing your risk of injury or shocking your body. It can also help you build up your aerobic base.
But lots of you watching will already have your event locked in. So if you want to continue building your strong aerobic foundation, but without the additional muscle strain and pressure, then consider adding some cross training in with some cardio exercise that's going to help you do that without the added impact.
Throughout your training, try to use some of those long runs as a marathon rehearsal. That means trying to run at the same time of the marathon, making sure that you eat the same breakfast that you plan on eating on race day and leaving the same amount of gap between breakfast and the start of your run. You can also do anything in your power to try and optimize so your body feels as familiar as possible when the race day comes, so there's nothing new. That means wearing the same kit and even the same shoes so you know that they're one, broken in, and two, that you won't get any pesky blisters.
Ladies, even wear the same sports bra. You absolutely don't want to be getting chafe anywhere around here if you're wearing something different on race day.
If you're really keen, you can practice having a carb-rich meal the night before the race so you can try and simulate what it would feel like on race day. For me personally, I like to have a huge box of cereal just after I have my carb-rich dinner, which is normally a pasta. But let me know for you, what do you have the night before a race? All right, you've waited for this one and it will be worth it. The one extra tip is to nail down your sleep routine and your sleep hygiene.
Nailing your sleep is really gonna help you set yourself up for success for your marathon training and make you feel fresh for each of those training sessions. So think about how you're sleeping and how you are setting yourself up for success.
One great tip that we have seen, and it's nice and easy to remember, is the 10-3-2-1-0 sleep routine.
10 hours before bed, no more caffeine.
3 hours before bed, no food and no alcohol.
2 hours before bed, no more work. So no late night emails, basically nothing that's going to stimulate your brain. You want to be able to get into a sleepy kind of vibe.
1 hour before bed, no tech. There has been a number of studies that shows the detrimental effects of artificial light on your circadian rhythm. So the one thing that you want to create is a screen-free zone. So if you can, try and get rid of all your tech and only listen to music or read a book as you try to fall asleep.
0 is 0 snoozes on that alarm. So when it goes off, get up. Now there's no real scientific evidence that suggests that snoozing your alarm is going to affect your sleep, but you might just wake up fresher if you quit the snooze.
And that's everything you need to know about 10-3-2-1-0. Let us know if you're going to incorporate that or anything else that we've mentioned in your routine. But we're wishing you the best of luck with your training, regardless of what you do.
Yeah, tell us in the comments what it is you're training for, because we'd love to cheer you on. And in the meantime, up next, watch the video of that time that I tried to run a marathon myself.